Hello,
Hi, everyone. This
hello.
is uh, Elaine Malloy, and Veera Korchala from Finland. And we have joined forces because we have respective skills that sort of intersect and flow with each other. Our skills are different, but combined, we create a bigger package for healing. So, I'm an intuitive healer, so people often come to me with health issues. For example, I'm a medical intuitive. This is due to a background in taking healing modalities, working in clinics, working with people for about the last 26 years. And when people come to me with health issues, I can read them energetically. So when people are talking to me, I hear what they're saying or not saying, rather I can hear between the lines or what they're not saying. I see the medical issue energetically. I might see it psychically, or I might hear what's going on, and then I help them through those physical ailments. I also help people with relationship issues, life issues in general, finances, career, life's purpose. And Vera then is a somatic healer and yoga teacher. I'll let Vera explain herself what she does, and then we'll explain to you how our skill set intersects with each other. Uh,
Yeah,
Take it away, Vera.
thank you. Yeah, I'm so excited to for this, True Light Sanctuary and what is coming from it because it's truly a blessing how the combined skills of ourselves like is in a greater elevation for individuals. So my background is actually in movement and fitness. And yeah, I have been helping people over a decade with their wellness, as well as my background is in sports. And I actually got a master's in sports psychology. And it weaves beautifully together into now my main work is somatic healing and energy work and body work. And yeah, it's a beautiful way of getting connected to the body inside the body, inside the physical body. So some of you may already know, but there is so much wisdom that comes when we look beyond the physical body. So I help people, especially to connect with their emotions, with their sensations in their body. There are several people who have come to me with the back pain, with chest issues, with stomach issues, with having this load and weight and anxiety within their body. And no therapy has helped, especially talk therapy. No yoga has helped, or physical therapy has helped, or any medication. And this is always a clear sign that it goes more into the emotional and spiritual realms. So that's what I help people with, and really embodying, releasing it from the body, the stuckness, as well as for you to step into your self energy, the power energy, the prana chi that moves through all of us. So I am so excited to like bring this forth, and we see this all the time. Me and Elaine, we are doing specifically online and in person, Power of Three Self Mastery Joint Coaching, where a person comes to us and we both are there as coaches for this person. So, Elaine, would you like to talk more about?
Yes, I'd like to speak to that. So, when we do the power of three, we call it power of three because it's me and Vera and the person we are working with. So it's the power of our combined abilities to figure out the problem. So when somebody comes to us, they normally come with an issue. That's what we're there for, to help solve the problem. And we both listen actually, and I use my intuition and my listening abilities to hone in on what's happening, what's blocked, what's stuck, what are they not seeing about the problem, and then I lead them to a certain point where we've shed light on it, where we've opened it up, and we know what needs to be addressed, let's say. And then I know at which point to hand it over to Vera, because Vera is the body expert. So Vera then gets them into that energy in their bodies. and helps them to actually see it, feel it, emote it for themselves. And that she is an absolute expert at helping them to move it out. And when you move out that stuck energy, you are free from it. And I want you to elaborate more on that, Vera.
Yeah, yeah. I keep
Mhm.
smiling because it's truly like a playful acting, kind of
Mhm.
using the nervous system of the version of ourselves that got that energy into our body. So it's many times it's from our childhood or traumatic events or challenging times from our lives.
Mhm.
And we are mimicking this through cartoon characters. It's just so fun. And there's so many times when we are just moving things around or it's just
Yeah.
being like totally loose and it doesn't make any sense. It's truly like the expression from the body. So
Mhm.
somatics is all about you connecting to your body to get out of the survival, to get back into regulated state and to understand these parts that live in each and every one of us and befriend them rather than seeing them as an enemy. And it's
Yeah.
powerful when we free that energy from our body. But you cannot regulate emotion that you are not willing to feel. So, feeling these things that in the past there wasn't necessarily a person who witnessed you feeling through that and was able to hold the capacity. Maybe they didn't have a nervous system, maybe your parents didn't have, or caregivers, or these people or that were in a situation where you got challenged were not necessarily there to witness and hold that energy for you. So now, as an adult, as a conscious being, you are able to release this so you can tap into like what you truly care about, what you truly value, especially the people that we serve. It's many times these truth seekers that notice that the old way is no longer working and it's almost like they are wasting their time. It's just like going against like what they truly want, and there's like a bigger purpose that is merging and birthing through them, but they do not know they are trapped with these blockages that we can help
Mhm.
release and really elevate. We have seen so beautiful things happening, and no person is the same. That is the beauty of it. We all are unique, and
Mhm.
we are really passionate about like letting people to get connected to that inner intelligence. Each and every one of us has that intelligence within us, and when we shine the light on that and get like strengthen that, we can really do powerful things in the world. And that's what the True Light Sanctuary all about is all about.
Yes, and we have seen miraculous transformations, and both you and I have worked as therapists, and we still do work as therapists separately, and have seen transformations when we work separately. But when we work together, it seems to be the fast track. And
Yeah.
I am fascinated when I see you in action, Vera, when you help the person to really feel those stuck emotions and then emote them. Because that is the biggest part of the problem where we had to stifle our emotions. We weren't allowed to cry, or maybe we grew up in bigger families where no one had time for the little one, or, was loud, rowdy, busy, always on the go, always in the car. So I find it fascinating to watch you help people emote and release that stuck energy.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then apart from the power of three, we offer different things like we do monthly ceremonies where we might do a full moon ceremony or an alignment ceremony to help you bring you into your own alignment with what you want, what your goals are in your life, and to help you to release any stuckness in yourself so that you can move forward. We do that together. That those are our online offerings. Maybe you want to elaborate on that, Vera.
Yeah, they are really powerful way to like couple of hours online to get into the energy and just to get like a reset for yourself. And that's a beautiful way to start, especially if you feel called to lean more towards what is happening in the True Light Sanctuary. And then obviously there's the individual work of the Power of Three, and which I wanted to talk about also about Elaine's incredible ability to read between the lines. And she is extremely connected to the non-visible world, that she can pull information. She hears a lot of things, she sees a lot of things, she feels a lot of things. So like we're talking about master guidance right here, and it's really powerful, and I'm so grateful. And I just always like, I'm learning something new every time you are connecting with a person that we have right in front of us, and how it beautifully weaves together. So very
Yeah.
excited, and it feels like many times like it can feel like one person is doing one thing, one person is other, and then they don't necessarily weave together and match, and there's no synergy. But there has
Mhm.
been multiple times like the feedback that the synergy of this energy that is coming through is really powerful for the people that are in these containers. So we invite you to come in, because it's not, I'm want to emphasize, it's the amplification of the energy of the whole. It's not just, you know, like it's just the elevation of the energy that is created. It's like a mastermind that happens. And we
Yeah.
had our first retreat together here in Costa Rica. We have
Mhm.
plans already this year. We are talking about 2025 to go into Florida, as well as to Ireland, where Elaine is from
Mhm.
Ireland. And there's other countries also coming in the foreseeable future. So we are very excited to connect. These retreats are many times connected to returning to ourselves, returning and remembering who we are. And it comes through the elements. We every single day we have a different element that we work with, as well as
Mhm.
the land that we are in.
Yeah.
Really using and honoring the land's energy and the guidance and the support and the insights we just witnessed
Yeah.
here in Costa Rica. It's like almost unexplainable. There's something magical
Mm.
in retreats and with people around us that are like-minded. Uh,
Yeah.
so
I
it's
think
really,
I'd like to try and explain it because it was really magical. So we chose a really beautiful house to host the retreat in. I mean the facilities were beautiful, but the most important part really was the outdoor space where we led our classes, and we called that retreat Return to Your Senses. And we didn't really know fully why we called it that until it actually happened, right, Vera? So, like, we would lead some classes outside, and you have everything in Costa Rica, like with the veranda where we were looked out over the jungle. And I remember Vera leading a yoga class, and I opened my eyes for a moment, and two toucans flew by.
hmm.
I had never seen a toucan apart from, say, like in they have them here actually in St. Augustine, but they're in, like a farm type of situation. But I'd never seen them flying freely in the open air. And we had also had a competition to see who would spot the first monkey. And at the beginning of the retreat, a monkey was spotted off in the distance. And then, just as we were doing the final closing and the blessing of the land, another monkey walked out across and jumped between the trees. It was like the retreat was bookended by these two particular monkeys. But apart from that, we also saw macaws flying by. We saw sloths, and there was iguana on the beach, just like walking by, stopping, looking at us. And there was also more monkeys at the beach, the capuchin ones who are very crafty, who steal it's like as if it's like organized crime where they create a ruse for the tourists, and then another group of them runs off and steals the wallets and the cameras and so on.
Yeah.
But the whole thing was so sensory. It was, one moment there'd be torrential rain, sunshine, wind, all the animals, all the feelings, and then combined with our various therapies and the beautiful people who convened, who also helped each other with the deep conversations they had. And
Yeah.
then not to mention the wonderful food, the food of the land. I tried fruits there that I'd never seen or heard of before. One was called a snake fruit. Was funky, but I liked it. And it was really a multi-sensory retreat. And for me personally, it was life-changing. I feel I came home more the full package of who I am and have delved more into my creativity, because I think we're inclined to compartmentalize ourselves, and to be just, the mother, the wife, the worker. And now I feel I'm bringing my creativity more into my work, and that's more fulfilling for me. And then apart from that, we have that retreat coming up in August. Did you want to speak to that, Farah?
Yeah, Sacred Rose Retreat. So obviously we have the theme of connecting with yourself and fully being in a true expression of that. And yeah, we are connecting with the energy of the rose, energy of just in general, connecting with the lotus, like we are.
And the heart center, I feel it will be a huge heart opening, heart
Yeah,
center opening.
yeah, and
Yeah,
that's so important for all of us. Like we know what that energy is, and it's important that we elevate and strengthen that energy in our lives. Like so often we get out of the heart center energy, which is many times the yin energy of receiving also, and having a balance of things, having a balance of receiving and giving. Many times people overgive and just like deplete
right.
ourselves, but
Mm-hmm.
really like letting yourself to fulfill your cup and really being in this open space of the heart and really being in the compassionate state. um, and it's different from empathy. Like we are empathy is more tuning into other people's feeling. Like compassion is you're being actively in the energy of yourself and others and the nature and the wholeness of this whole universe that we are living. So it's this is beautifully curated. We have beautiful food and energy of the Saint Augustine. I am super.
Right.
That will be my first time in Saint Augustine to
Mm-hmm. The
visit.
oldest city in America, or so they say.
Okay, wonderful. So there must be some European connections there too. Like,
Yeah, This was Florida, or parts of Florida were conquered by the Spaniards and also by the British, also by the French. So there are a lot of influences here, a
yeah,
lot of history. And so if people are coming on the retreat, they probably would also like to stay for a day or two in advance or a day or two afterwards, so they can check out the old city, and go to the beach. Or we'll go to the beach anyway during the retreat, but there are beautiful beaches around here. There are beautiful sunset cruises, dolphin cruises. There's an old Castillo San Marco, which is like a star-shaped fort. Very nice to visit. Apparently, the town is haunted, so there are ghost tours. There's so much to see and do that you could actually come for a week and have something to do every day.
yeah. So our retreat is actually in St. Augustine for just a weekend. So Friday to Sunday, and
Mhm.
there's offerings also like for shorter if like we understand that 1 week or 6 days, 5 day, 5 nights, these return to your senses can be a big commitment as well. So
Right.
a lot of options for you to come to your true light, to your true essence,
Mhm.
and really to start strengthening and really ripple affecting that to your own communities. That's what this
Oh,
is
love
all
that.
about, that we can um, empower each other. And like Elaine shared, like it's not just for the participant, it's for everybody. Like we all learn from each other. I learned personally, cannot wait for our integration call, because I want to share like the integration that I have had. I have learned from every single person who was on the retreat and plugged in something into my own life. And that's
Amazing.
the gift, what we can receive from these spaces
Mhm.
where we choose to invest in ourselves, to be in the energy of this kind of vortex, and then go and plug in that energy little by little into our communities, because that's how we can lift the consciousness and elevate not only our lives but our loved ones and our community at home.
I love that, Vera. I love the knock-on ripple effect. And we might just want to wrap up by saying there's a retreat coming up in Ireland in October. There are about 3 to 4 spots left on that. As you can hear from my accent, and if you don't already know, I'm from Ireland originally, and I actually went to this spot in October of last year. We happened to have very nice and mild weather. The hotel is in a town called Westport, which is one of Ireland's prettiest towns. Flowers everywhere, old bridges, clock towers, nice cafes. But apart from that, the scenery around it is just exquisite. You know, there are beaches and mountains coming down to the beach. We're going to visit a place called Achill Island, which I find to be so special. The beautiful places to visit there. There's an old deserted village that we will walk up to, and that is, I think it's at the foothills of Slieve Moor, which means big mountain. And then you're looking overlooking the bay, but it's just an incredible spot. And it's Ireland is so sensory in itself that I feel that people will feel deeply rested during the retreat and rejuvenated by the freshness of the air and the green of the land. I'm really excited to share that with other people. And we have booked Costa Rica for next year as well. We booked the same venue. We were so impressed with it. So we booked that for May 2026. But we are excited to welcome you to our True Light Sanctuary. We want to share our abilities with you. We want to help you to remember and stay and be in your true light so that you can enjoy your own life and ripple that on to others. And please keep an eye on our offerings. We probably will create an email list that you can join. And Vera, is there anything else you'd like to add before we wrap up?
I think you nailed it. So thank you so much for listening. You listened all the way to here, and please send us a note, where you are at, what you are going through, and see if we can, let's have a chat.
That sounds great. Thank you so much, and thank you for listening and joining us.
Ciao, ciao.
Ciao.